Thanks, Mike. Hey, Wendell. Can you just kind of give us a feeling of how the team responded to the very tough loss to Georgia Tech the other night on the heels of also losing the Louisville game and kind of hurting your chances for the postseason?
As a team, I feel like we were very disappointed, not just um, in the games, but just the way we approached them. We knew that those two games really meant a lot to us, and not getting those two games, we know the chances kind of hurt us for our posting chances. But at the same time, the team is very upbeat because we know that we still have opportunity. Knowing everything we've been through, there is still a very real opportunity that we can still have a chance to make the tournament. And so all the guys are definitely up about that. We know it has to start Saturday.
Brendan Marks.
Hey, Wendell, this might be completely, you might just shut this down straight away. And if so, that's fine. But have you at any time recently gone back and watched last year's game from over there? I don't know, just to enjoy it, to try and get yourself hyped up for any reason whatsoever?
I'll probably say, but besides the time I watched it, I normally watch the games right after, for film purposes. But I'll probably say other than that, I haven't watched the game. Yes, that's really just
that's just fair. I didn't know if maybe you'd watch it just to relive it, get yourself in a different headspace or anything like that. But that makes sense.
Jake Piazza.
Hey, Wendell, what I wanted to ask you is a little bit about kind of depending on the game and what the team needs. Sometimes you're putting up 10 plus rebounds, sometimes 20 plus points. And I was hoping you could just talk a little bit about kind of your ability to be versatile and kind of, fill in where the team needs you depending on what the game calls for.
I mean, like you said, that versatile word is something that I really pride my game on. I feel like my versatility is my best kind of attribute. Just being able to do whatever is needed, kind of whenever is needed. So like I said, I kind of take pride on that, whether it's taking on the scoring load for the night or whether it's guarding the best player, getting the rebounds. Even if it's not my night, I still got to coach my guys up. That's just my role as a leader, just being always ready. I just do whatever is needed.
David Thompson.
Hey, Wendell. I was just wondering if you could kind of tell me, what you learned from last time you played UNC that you can kind of apply to this next game.
I think the main thing we learned is that we had to really just settle down. I feel like their perimeter kind of sped our perimeter up last time with the way that they played the passing lanes. They kind of forced our offense out, and really we just slow down, let the game come to us. We're gonna have a lot of open things.
C.O. Brown.
Hey, Wendell, this is non-basketball related, but I was wondering if you could just kind of walk me through what has it been like this season from a following COVID protocol perspective? How mentally, how taxing has that been, to try and make sure you get everything perfect all the time?
Yeah. I would certainly say it has ups and downs. With the downs, you can't do much. Obviously you don't want to go out because if we go out and get it, it's not just us that's in jeopardy, it's our whole program that's in jeopardy. So we don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. And obviously, if one of the players get it, we're out for maybe 21 days at the least. And obviously, we don't want that to happen to any of us. Really, like I said about our teams, that we are a really close group. Everybody on our team gets along. We're always together. And that's really the positive thing about the COVID situation. And we've done a great job of staying safe. And hopefully we can continue to do so.
Go back to Brendan Marks.
Hey, Wendell, yeah. Earlier today, Coach and Roy Williams, both of them were sort of talking about Mark's emergence and how that's going to change this matchup. I think he only played maybe 15 minutes the first time around. From your perspective, how does the growth that he has shown of late, how does that change Saturday's game?
Yeah, I agree. Every game, it seems like Mark seems to get better. And that's what we need from our team, especially from him. He's a big piece of what we do. And when he's going, we have a really good chance of beating anybody in the country because I think when he's going, he is really capable of being one of the best big men in the country.
Jake Piazza.
Hey, Wendell, yeah, you yourself being a guy that's grown a lot between his freshman and sophomore year, are you able to give any sort of insight or wisdom to Jeremy and DJ just as they go through a little bit of a rough patch?
Yeah, of course. I mean, don't forget, I mean, my rough patch was really just at the beginning of the season. I mean, so I was really working through some things myself too. I mean, so I definitely know what they're going through, especially as a freshman. It's always going to be the ups and downs. I mean, but with this year being different, it might be a little harder to get out of that something you might be in before because you can't really do anything about it. You're really stuck in the hotel. I was just thinking about that last game all the time. That's really the main thing on me when I get around them. I don't try to talk to them about what I think they should do better, especially on the court. I mean, because we're always on the court, so I don't want to keep talking their heads off about you need to make this pass here, you shouldn't have done that. It's just me. I just make sure that their mental space is great. I just make sure that they're not in the room alone, locking themselves in that box. I mean, because you guys probably know, you guys have probably been in that box yourself, but once you get there, it's hard to get out. And just having guys around you that can help you get through it is really the most important thing.
All right, last question, go to David Thompson.
Hey, I'm curious, are you going to have family come to this game? And if so, what does that mean to you?
Yes, I have some family come out. My parents, my grandmother be there. And I mean, really, that's a really big thing for us. And not only the family, but the fans that they'll have. So for me, the last game with Georgia Tech was really the first time I've heard crowd noise. And for me, I kind of feed off that crowd noise. And so just seeing the families there is a friendly face cheering us on, but also their fans booing us also gives us some life.
Steve, you got one more?
I do, yeah. Thanks, Mike. Wendell, you just mentioned all those folks coming to the game. Were they at the game last year as well, or is it a different group or same, or how does that compare?
I know. My family always travels the same way. It's always my mom, dad, my girlfriend may come with them. My grandmother's with them this year. I mean, so we always travel as one.
Thank you.
Wendell, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wendell. Good luck.
Who's up next?
Steve.
Thanks, Wendell. All right, appreciate Matt's time. If you have a question for Matt, use the hand raise feature and we'll call on you. All right, we'll go to Brendan Marks first. Brendan, go ahead.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, Wendell touched on this a little bit, but obviously the situation with Louisville and Georgia Tech, that's two tough losses. How have you sort of processed those? And this time of year, is it knowing the opportunities you have coming down the pipe here this next week or so, does it make it any easier to get past those two?
No, not necessarily. Louisville was a big game. Georgia Tech was a big game, but we have a great opponent in UNC on Saturday. Just we're not trying to look in the past. We're just trying to look at the future, and we have a big game Saturday, and we look forward to it.
CL Brown.
Hi, Matt, this is non-basketball related, but how has having to adhere to all the COVID protocols and everything, how have you dealt with that just from a mental perspective? Do you ever get sick, or have you ever gotten tired of the swab up the nose and that kind of stuff?
For me, I don't think I get tired of it. Because I think, like Wendell said, we bond a lot more, and you got to find other ways, to have fun. So for me and a couple of my teammates, we like to play video games, in our free time. And that helps us, get our minds off basketball because, it's basketball every day and the school is online. So we're just trying to find different things to do. But overall, I think the team has done a great job of just staying positive, even though we're in a crazy world right now.
Steve Wiseman.
Hey, Matt, you guys, I don't know what to look in the past, but I'm sure you studied the film from the last Carolina game, and you guys are playing better ball overall since then. What's better? What have you learned from that game, and how are you guys applying it to playing better Saturday night?
Yeah, the first game against Carolina, I feel like the first half we didn't really move a lot. It was really, go one-on-one, ball screen. So I think just trying to get movement because we know they're going to high contest and, try to speed us up. But, we just have to stay patient and, back screen, screens, everything. So we're just going to try just keep moving, especially on offense.
Jake Piazza.
Hey, Matt, I asked Wendell the same question, but, you also being a guy that's grown a lot between his freshman and sophomore year, Does that give you any ability as far as like unique advice and insight that you can give DJ and Jeremy as they go through a little bit of a rough patch?
Yeah, for sure. You either, once you have a bad game, you have two things to do. You either, shovel up and, be quiet and everything, or you just try to keep putting in work and just come the next day and show up to work. So.
John Raw.
Hey, Matt, everybody's seen how much Mark Williams has improved, particularly over the last month. From what you've observed in workouts and drills with Nate James in practice, how much has going up against a guy like Tape helped him, somebody who's played 3 years of college basketball and is also healthy now himself?
Yeah, I think Patrick's been a really key for our team, even though in games he hasn't played much. But I think he has a huge impact on us in practice, because he's battling Mark, he's battling me, he's battling Jamin, Henry, every one of us, and he's actually doing a really good job actually. And some days he gets the best of us, and just seeing him grow from first step on campus with him, and now it's night and day. I think he's improved so much, and I'm just looking forward to the next couple of weeks with him.
Thank you.
Wiseman.
Yeah, Matt. I mean, you guys are at the point now where you've kind of got to win just about every game or to get into the NCAA tournament with an 11-10 record. Have you guys talked about that situation, the sense of urgency you have to have, especially coming off the game Tuesday night at Georgia Tech?
Yeah, for sure. Basically every game from now is, win or go home for us. So, just trying to have that mentality, starting to practice today, then tomorrow, then Saturday. It's basically win or go home. So, our season could be done next week, or, we can just keep fighting and keep working and getting better, and our season can keep going. But, we're not trying to focus on the outside of all the bracketology and everything. We're just trying to keep it, it's just us against the world, we like to say, and just try to keep working every day.
Anything else for Matt? All right, Matt, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you.